You worked with players like Deutsche and BCG. What was that experience like for you? Was it something that you were kind of getting accustomed with, or was it something that was bothering you in your life?
I did the 2 internships which you mentioned, and then the third one was at a food company. I didn't love BCG and Deutsche Bank, and I'm glad that I learned over 2 months or 3 months of interning with these companies.
But what happened at BCG?
No, nothing in that sense. I was just like, didn't find the work to be very meaningful, and I don't mean to like. I think, look, I have a lot of my friends right now from HBS. They're all in the Bain, BCG, McKinsey.
Because there's a mecca for them, right?
Yeah, and I think there's an inherent value, obviously, to consultants, and they help big businesses solve big problems and make big decisions. But I think the role that I was playing at BCG is like a little intern part of a team that was called the knowledge team, which is kind of like a research team, and just sort of being the one that makes like one graph that goes on one slide that goes into a deck. Like I was just like, obviously I wasn't getting arrogant about where I sit. Obviously I knew my place over there, but I was just like, okay, well, instead of making this graph, do I really want to making the slide? Instead of making the slide, do I really want to making the deck? And I thought probably not for me. It was good though. I mean, a lot of learning, a lot of like, explored a few different industries. At that time I was working on some e-commerce. BCG was pitching for some e-commerce deals from the Snap deals and the first wave of e-commerce that I started in India. So it was quite interesting to learn about that. And then randomly I was moved on to something that had to do with cement. So it was a lot of like, cross learning. So I think it was great. Like they have a lot of like knowledge and research and insights and so on and so forth. But I didn't think that was going to be my career path.
And if not consulting, you tried Deutsche as well. You thought that probably IB could be the way that you can.
Yeah, I was more in equity sales and trading, and frankly, I mean, my last name and my family business over the years has been stockbroking and merchant banking and investment banking, so on and so forth. So I thought that was within my blood. But again, I mean, I thought it was good again. Like I worked on a very niche project with Deutsche Bank, which was quite exciting. It was at that time the Iran regulation sort of embargo was about to be lifted, and there was going to be some sort of peace talks with the world. So Deutsche Bank was exploring, and I don't know if I can say this, it's old enough now, but at that time it was kind of like a secret project or whatever it is.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, I was again a very small cog in the machine. But yeah, no, it was interesting. I mean, like they had those like walls, and like I think they used to call them Chinese walls or whatever it is. But like like there was the research desk that couldn't interact with the equity sales and trading desk, but they were like literally just separated by one glass wall. So like there is a lot of that like secrecy and or rather like privacy or confidentiality culture. So yeah, I think that does create a little bit of siloed ways of working, etc.
Right.
But not that affected my time there. It was again a little bit more like I'm a little bit more of a tangible hands and feet type of guy. Like I like seeing an input and an output, and figuring out like how you're going to get that input and where's that output going to go, and that sort of like thought process is definitely more exciting than like researching balance sheets and clicking on buttons.
Is that why you decided that you want to probably join your father's business as well? Because you were seeing that input and output.
So as I mentioned, so the third internship I did was in Germany. It was with a company called Rudolf Wild. They're like they make Capri Sun. So if you've ever had the pouch of fruit juices, so they make Capri Sun. And in fact, my family business was a supplier to this business. So that's how I sort of got in touch with some of the guys there. And but that was the only internship where I felt like alive. Like I could. The information coming inside and outside of me was making the most sense, and I realized that okay, look, the thing that I'm giving the most productive output towards is this food supply chain type of business. And
probably that's why these internships also become important.
Absolutely.
To figure out which space do you actually want to get into.
Correct.
Right? Maybe the institute wants you to get into one particular sector, and you probably will not do a great job at it because you don't like it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's super valuable to try your hand at multiple things, unless you know what you want, which is absolutely fine. Like you can be self-aware. I think self-awareness is the key over here, right? Like these type of experiences just build self-awareness in terms of like as long as you're cognizant and you reflect on, hey, did I really enjoy my day making spreadsheets for an equity trade, or did I enjoy my day making a graph for a deck, or did I enjoy my day, just learning about how we can improve the supplier's productivity and communication on sustainability. So those type of things